Hey everyone, welcome to episode 9 of 9? Is it 9 already?
I don't know. I don't keep count.
Me neither. Yes, it is 9. Okay, welcome to episode 9 of the What the Who podcast. It was by Eat Noodles and Twisted Kill 94. And today
Yep.
we're going to be looking at stuff. Because we've never looked at stuff before. It's very new.
Really?
Yes. So we ended with an autistic child yesterday, and we're going to start with another autistic child today. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. But this is a very strange story here. So a mother in Salt STE, don't know what that is, Marie, Ontario. A mom thought it's. I'm just gonna read the fucking title. Mom thought her autistic child was at school in Salt ST. What the fuck, Marie, Ontario, but she was home with her dead father. What?
Ooh.
Yeah. Here it is. So, a mother in whatever this Salt place, Salt Marie, says she has nightmares every day since the night her 8-year-old daughter, autistic daughter, it's very important to include that, was left at home all day with her dead father. Now, what does this mean? Did he die there? What happened?
Yeah. Uh.
Okay, so here's a statement from the mother. She's nonverbal autistic. She's got some words and she sings songs and stuff, but she can't talk to you. All right. Um, she's always taken a cab to school. Interesting. Why not like a bus, right? But she was with her father, and the taxi cab was supposed to show up, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Correct.
yes. So it said that the cab driver said the daughter, I think her name is Tilly, stood at the window and waved at the taxi driver, and the taxi driver said she knew something was wrong. It didn't seem right. But the taxi drivers have strict protocols when they drive children to school. They're not allowed to get out of the taxi, Sherry said. Okay, they're not allowed to assist with buckling kids in. If you have any problems, they're not allowed to touch the children. Can't touch the children unless, the child is drowning, maybe. That seems fair,
Oh,
right?
really, dude? Really?
No, you can't touch the
Oh,
child even if they're about to die. Uh
elbows, no.
this says But Sherry said she didn't know about what happened until the end of the day when she called Tilly's father to ask if he picked up her daughter's prescriptions. And Tilly answered the phone. She never answers his phone, Sherry said. I was like, give daddy the phone, baby, give daddy the phone. And she just kept saying, daddy. Obviously, very descriptive. Uh, the mother couldn't tell what she meant by daddy, but obviously I can because I'm actually like an omnipotent being and I know everything. So, and I'm just pretty cool like that.
Shut your mouth.
uh, and then Sherry called the police. She said police discovered Jeff, her husband, dead in his home. I think her husband or her father. I don't know. It says the coroner says that Jeff likely collapsed and died of a heart attack. Um,
Uh.
it looked like Tilly had either tried to help or clean him, Sherry said. When I was
Mm.
getting her shoes on, when I picked her up, she had blood on her legs, blood splatter, and she had blood on her clothes. She killed him, dude. She literally killed him, dude. Um, Sherry said she now has access. That's horrible, dude. And the daughter probably doesn't even know that her father is now dead.
She probably think she thought he was sleeping or something.
That's gonna suck because she's not gonna know what happened to him, and she's obviously gonna be worried, right? She's not. It's not like she's retarded. She's nonverbal, right? Autistic, right? And she knew
Oh.
she knew something was wrong with her dad, but she's not able to verbally express this, and that's that. Not only that, that's just very very painful. It's a horrible thing to happen to, especially a little girl, especially a family.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's that. We have a lot of news stories to cover today, unlike yesterday. Uh, NC man, so this is North Carolina man, faked his own death to flee rape charge. Very similar to the guy we covered yesterday, but not the same.
Uh,
Right. So he
there's
faked his
another
own death
one.
to flee rape charge, but forgot about his ankle monitor.
Wow.
Um,
Criminals aren't very smart.
no. So oh no, this is the same guy,
Oh.
but this is in fact a different story.
Uh,
This is a different, newer story. It possibly has more information, but it's basically the same story, and we're not really gonna fucking cover that. What I did want to cover though was tourist plummets 300 feet to their death after crossing a ladder on Instagram popular mountain. So tragedy struck in Austria when a 42-year-old British man fell to his death in the country's Dockstein Mountains. News. All right, that's their little thing. KNEWZ. That's their little funny, little quirky name. Is reporting that the man slipped off a ladder bridge, after running into difficulties and fell 300 feet.
that's a lot, I assume.
Yeah, I was about to do something stupid, but no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, you just fell. I mean, there's not really much to cover about this. I can read the article, but it's not interesting. It's just it's a very popular location, and it's just an unfortunate happening. These kinds of things are very
Event.
dangerous. These kinds of things are very, very dangerous, and mm, that's about it. He fell. He lost his balance on the ladder. This is a very long ladder. It's a 130-foot ladder that leads up to another part of the mountain. Right? And so he lost his balance and he fell 300 feet into the ground. Now we're going to do some calculations on that. That's 91.44 meters. So just to scale, we're going to compare it to, it's about he fell about the height of the Eiffel Tower.
Wow, that's a whoa.
And of course, it's enough to end someone's life, and that's terrible. Fuck. Donald Trump is dead.
What?
Just kidding.
Oh my
His
god, why would you
son's
say that?
account was hacked, and the hacker tweeted, "Donald Trump is dead."
I thought it was actually dead. I was about to be like, that's crazy.
No. So, former President Donald Trump's eldest son announced his father's death in what was later revealed to be a hacked post. All right. So the post said, "I'm sad to announce my father, Donald Trump, has passed away. I will be running for president in 2024." It's obviously not true. Uh, his fake post was taken down about half an hour later, but it was already viewed more than 600,000 times and was reshared over 1,000 times within minutes. And he's also got some. He's also tweeted some other things. Richard Hart is innocent. When I become president, I'm gonna burn the SEC. My
Who's Richard
dad.
Hart?
Let's Richard Hart. Okay, here we go. YouTuber. Looks like he's a crypto YouTuber who did a crime. Yeah, and he was charged by the SEC because and then another one says, "My dad owns you," at Elon Musk, bum. And then some interesting messages with Jeffrey Epstein. But that's not it. I actually saw some other ones somewhere. Here they are. And there's also some very, very interesting tweets. Also, okay, so he's saying F Joe Biden, stupid ass N-word.
Whoa.
And that's a pinned tweet. So obviously this hacker he's clearly a comedian. He's fucking edgy, probably a little kid or something. Um
Possibly.
Also said, I also effed your girl, by the way, at Logan Paul. This just in, North Korea is about to get smoked. And then under that, he tagged Aiden Ross, of all people. Obviously, it's just a hack and sparked some sparks, you know. But it is what it is, right? So we're gonna take a look
I
at the
think that was the
next.
whale Aiden was.
It was it the Will Aiden Ross.
I think it was the whale Aiden was.
Here it was. Now this story fucking outrages me. I hate this story. I read over it just a little bit because I didn't want to spoil it too much, but it pisses me off so much. And I'm gonna read it here. Cops tell father his daughter, 11 years old, could be charged for sending a picture, a very lewd, pornographic picture, to a man that was grooming her. Right? And
And
here's what
she's gonna be
happened.
charged for it?
Yeah. Okay, I want you to
What the hell?
guess which state this was in. Could possibly be charged.
California.
It was not California.
Oh, then I don't know where else. New York, Florida.
Only in this state. Only in this state.
What state is it?
Police in Ohio are investigating after two
Only in
officers were
Ohio.
filmed telling a concerned father that his 11-year-old daughter could be charged for creating child pornography.
I mean,
Their
yeah,
concerned
it is
father.
illegal though. But I mean, that shouldn't be their first concern.
Exactly. This girl is getting exploited, and they don't give a fuck. It's fucking pisses me off. But the concerned father in Columbus called the police after he realized his daughter was manipulated into sending graphic images to an adult online. Okay. The video of the police response, which has now been viewed over 700,000 times on TikTok, was captured by the father's doorbell camera. Right. According to the Post, the officer showed up at midnight after being called at around 6 p.m. The night before. It was unclear which date the thing happened on. I do want to see if I can find this video. I found it. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to play it on TikTok here. And let me just stream this for my boy. All right. Okay, so this is the video. And there's a caption. It says, "My daughter was a victim, and my daughter was a victim and online predator." Huh? She's 11. He's a grown man. He manipulated her into sending pictures of herself, very, very explicit pictures. And this was the police response at midnight. We called it 6.
Is there a better pop than cream soda? Pop? Yeah. No.
There's some chatter between the officers.
You know what? I just bought Sprite. I haven't been Sprite since I was like a kid. It's good that you say that. Sprite's good, especially like gallon Sprite. Oh, you know, I lied to you. Do you ever see that Sprite challenge? They drink a bottle of Sprite and try to burp. Oh yeah. Hi. Hi. Yeah, she's in bed now. It's late now. She's already asleep. Well, it still happened though, right? Yeah. I just the whole point. I just wanted you guys to come over and talk to her. I mean, I just want her to realize what this was. I mean, in reality, there's not much you guys probably can do about it, is there? I mean, she could probably get charged with child porn. Who, she can? Mm-hmm. She's 11 years old. She's creating it, right? She's 11 years old. Doesn't matter. She's still making porn. No, she's not. She's being manipulated by a grown-ass adult on the internet. Is she taking pictures now? You guys have a nice evening. Okay. Thank you for coming. Are you serious? Have a nice evening.
That's a video. And that father handled it really well. Very calm and collected. In that situation, I would be pissed. I would be absolutely pissed. And yeah, so the Columbus Division of Police acknowledges a video being shared on social media involving two officers responding to a call for service. The Department of the Inspector General, which investigates complaints of misconduct and or excessive use of force by sworn personnel, has opened an inquiry into this incident. The statement also takes a different tone concerning the incident the officers respond to. The Division of Police, here it is, the Division of Police regards all allegations of sexual misconduct with the utmost seriousness. Incidents involving minors are handled with the highest degree of concern. Okay. So just a whoopsie. There's not much else on this story, but a big whoopsie from the officers. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. This is generally a very new story. I'm going to take a look at when this video was posted. This video was posted 3 days ago.
3 days ago.
So this is a very, very new, a very, very new story. It's developing as always. And yeah. And that sucks. I would be pissed off. I would be really pissed.
Yes.
What else do we have? Okay, here we go. So we got these articles sent by Trey. Let's see which one is interesting. California. Okay.
Worst state.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's do this one. I actually have this open already, so I'm not gonna fucking do that. Here. So what the hell is going on in quotations? California parents, school board members slam Dems. All right, that's Democrats. Targeting of parental rights. All right, so this happened after.
Probably should read the bullet points. Just like basically like a short.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's see. Parents and a school board member aren't happy with a multitude of bills proposed by Democrats in California that push gender ideology in the state. Bills introduced in the state would force parents to accept their child's belief that they are a different sex than their biological sex, and that would make gender ideology the law of the land. In quotations here, who said this? Okay. So they are wreaking havoc and doing everything in their power to remove and destroy the family unit, right? They hate the whatever, right? Of course, I want to know what's going on with my child.
Yeah, there's like a second article on this where they talked about the parents protesting.
Okay. Okay, well, here we have, how new is the story? 3 days ago. Perfect. Okay, so these bills introduced push parents to accept their child's belief that they are a sex that they are not. So one of these bills, I'm actually going to read this bill. This is awesome. It's a pretty short bill here, so we're going to start it. So the people of the state of California do enact as follows. Okay. Section 1. Section 3011 of the Family Code is amended to read 311A, in making a determination of the best interests of the child in a proceeding described in Section 3021, the court shall, among any other factors it finds relevant and consistent with Section 3020, consider all of the following. 1A, the health, safety, and welfare of the child. B, as used in this paragraph, the health, safety, and welfare of the child includes, among other comprehensive factors, a parent's affirmation of the child's gender identity or gender expression. Affirmation includes a range of actions and will be unique for each child, but in every case, it must promote the child's overall health and well being. Here's the thing. If this gets passed, would become a law. You have to do this.
Yes.
The state should have no say in how you raise your children. If you're beating your children, maybe then there should be a say, right? But they have no right to tell you what to do with your kids. Not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and I bet you the people that passed this bill do not have kids of their own, or are
Well, obviously, it's like old people doing the laws, dude.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So 2A, a history of abuse by one parent or another person seeking custody against any of the following: a child whom the parent or person seeking custody is related by blood or affinity, or with whom the parent or person seeking custody has had a caretaking relationship, no matter how temporary. Uh, so basically, just if there's a history of abuse, there's places where custody goes in. But the number one part taken away from this is that you must support your child in whatever decision they make, no matter if it's not what your family does, right?
And they're children. Children aren't very smart.
Yeah, I keep bringing this argument up. This is a very strong argument, and it's that these kids' brains, they're not fully developed. Okay, your prefrontal cortex doesn't fully develop until you're about 25, right? And so if these kids that are 13, even 12 or younger, right, are making these decisions that'll essentially change their life forever because they're permanently or whatever deciding to be this other gender or sex, they they run the risk of doing something they might regret in the future.
I've heard a lot of stories about that. About them regretting it.
Yeah. And so I don't personally look into uh detransitioning. I've heard it's called detransitioning, where you transition you with these chemicals and then you go back.
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah, and it fucks up the human body because obviously this is not supposed to happen. It's not natural, and it
Yeah.
creates problems. There needs to be laws against putting these chemicals in children.
Yeah, it's like they're lab rats.
These decisions need to be made, I will say, at the least after 18. At the least, okay? What I'd recommend is 21.
Yeah.
But at the least, if I was being generous, 18. Okay, because that's when you're legally considered an adult. And so go ahead and make an adult decision, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be, oh, I'm a girl now, because just on a whim I felt like it, and then permanently alter the structure of my body. This is if you use these hormone things or whatever, right? Or
Yeah.
just decide I'm a different gender, change a lot of lifestyle ways. I don't really know what a girl does in their lifestyle or whatever because I'm not a fucking girl. But for me, this mostly applies to chemically changing a body. And I don't think that there should be laws in place that make it so I have to affirm my child's identity if they wake up one day and decide they are this.
Yeah. Well, what if like someone's manipulating them into thinking that, or like watching videos, or like someone at school?
Yeah, well, that happens, and it's not something we can really do anything about. Like these things are being taught in schools to kids at a young age, and these kids are very obviously very influenced by anything, and like
Absolutely.
teaching this stuff to very young kids can play a part in their future. And I just don't think it should be as promoted as it is. There's actually protests going on here in Toronto that I don't know which side they're on, but it's that they're not teaching. What I've heard is that they're not teaching enough about gender identity politics in school or about that stuff. And I was just thinking, do they need to? Do they really need to? I don't think so, because that's not something I want to learn about, and I
Yeah.
don't think it's
I want
really
to learn about
necessary.
actual things that matter.
Like, if you took the time to teach us generally about taxes instead of a gender ideology, maybe, because the only way you're going to learn about taxes if you actually take like a business class or a finance class, right? If you don't end up taking a class like that, it's not taught, and that's an argument a lot of kids have. Why don't you teach taxes, right? Taxes are boring, and tax evasion is cooler. That's why.
Yeah, I love taxation.
I can't remember which episode it was. We talked about tax evasion, like pretty much at the end. I was just like, here's how you can evade your taxes illegally and legally. And of course, I don't condone doing it illegally. I'm just saying these are the things that you just don't do them right, right, right. That's definitely what I was saying. Generally, my concern is that the influence of these things being pushed onto children and then forcing the parent to agree with the child. Again, this is basically a law that forces a grown adult to agree with a possibly uh, possibly a lapse in judgment of a child. And there's tons of arguments about this. Uh, let the child do what they want, right? They're mature enough, but are they?
Nope.
Because I've seen lots of stories about kids that are very young who have completely opposite gender, and I look at this, I'm like, this is child abuse because they have no say in this, right? They have no say in this because they're so young. I find it extremely hard to believe that they actually decided to be this. And it hurts seeing something like a bill that forces you to accept this, you know, get shown. And there's a lot of bills, but this is probably the main one. It says a slew of bills was it actually says a slew of bills. Yeah, so it says California parents and school board members are up in arms over a slew of bills proposed by Democrats to push gender ideology in the state. Now, I could go on for hours and hours and hours about gender ideology and why these decisions are adult decisions. Shouldn't be being taught in schools, and they shouldn't be being taught in schools.
You
That's
be
it. That's
taught
all I
about things
have.
that actually matter.
Like they say, there's not enough of this identity, whatever, affirmation, right? But last year there was like a workshop about it. It was like this workshop. I'm like, I don't want to participate in this, but I had to, right? Uh, and it was about some whatever, right? But it was just essentially on the lines of gender affirming. If you are a grown adult and you've made a mature decision to change your gender because that's the way you feel, and you're a grown adult with a fully developed brain, I will support you because you made a decision. Okay. What I'm not
Right.
going to support is kids making those decisions because their brains are not fully developed, and our brains are still not fully developed because we're not past 25. But there isn't really a general place where it stops developing. Uh, there's factors that can affect how long it develops. Like weed, if you do weed when your brain is still developing, it can actually slow it down. Uh, what do you think about this bill? All right.
I think it's dumb.
Now, is it
Agree
surprising to
with it.
me? Would it be? Is it surprising to me?
It's California. Nothing is California surprising.
Exactly. California, it's not surprising. It's a blue state, and blue states do blue things. And now it's just got me thinking, man. What if, obviously I want to raise kids, and what if these schools that are pushing these
Well, you're not American.
ideas, yeah, but it's happening like
I mean,
ever
I wouldn't be
everywhere.
surprised if it happened anywhere because it's Canada.
I'm pretty sure it is because there's been like protests. I'm actually gonna look at this up. School board protest. Yeah, here it is. So it's called the 1 Million March for Children protest, and it's a big rally, right? Hundreds of
This is in California.
protesters. No,
I mean, this is in Canada.
this is in Canada. Uh, it was staged in multiple Canadian cities, and they're advocating for the elimination of the sexual orientation and gender identity curriculum, pronouns, gender ideology, and mixed bathroom schools. Okay, hold on. Are these rallies against or with?
Oh, that sign looks like they're with.
Okay, yeah. So we're looking at this sign. Kids have rights, and it's like the trans colors and like the gay colors, and it says kids have rights to privacy, information, safety, inclusion. Um, and this sign it says hands off our kids, which I agree with. But then there's also these flags and people wearing these flags, and then there's you are loved, leave our kids alone. So I think it's literally just a bunch of people with different views protesting, right? And I think that's very counterintuitive because they basically just cancel each other out. If two of the opposing parties are there, they're canceling each other out. So here's my honest reaction. If you want to teach your child about gender identity, that's your job. It's not school's job. School's job is to prepare your child for the future, not preparing your child to become a fucking girl or a boy or whatever they want it to
Or
be.
drag queen.
Or a drag queen or a wolf fucking, you know. Think about it, right? I'm just like there's other places that they can learn about this gender identity stuff. School is not the place. And
You
now,
should wait till you're 18, when you're more understanding
yeah, so part of
the situation.
part of the argument is that uh school kids need safe spaces. Kids that feel this way need safe spaces.
Mhm.
You don't need to constantly teach and push ideologies to create a safe space.
I
A
don't know if it's
safe
just me, but I consider my house to be a safe space.
I do. I also do, but dude, what if you say something like really racist on Twitter, dude, and BLM comes out to you? Then your house would not be safe space, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Um, uh, I'm not gonna say anything racist.
Well, it's not racist. There's plenty of African Americans that completely disagree with BLM because if you look
Yeah,
up
but you said if I said something completely racist.
if you said something completely racist, right? But you wouldn't, right? Because you're a good guy.
Yeah.
So here's what the bill says. It needs to promote the health, safety, and welfare of the child. For me, welfare of the child does not mean completely changing the gender because this can create problems. Of course, LGBTQ suicide rates are higher than non-LGBTQ people for this exact reason, that they're being either neglected or they're not being allowed to be who they want to be. But you have to understand that you should not kill yourself if your parents don't let you do something. Because
Yeah.
you know what that's called? An overreaction.
Yep.
So you could say this whole thing is an overreaction, but it is a lot more complicated than that, and uh, it would be kind of, what's the word? I don't know what the word, but it would be very wrong to just say it is over whatever, right? Because a lot of things are overreacting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so there's rallies against teaching it in schools and there's rallies for teaching it in schools. So I don't really know much about this. Uh, and what are they going to do? Right? But what is the school board going to do? Because it's not like they're
Who
going to.
knows? Because they're gonna have to listen to someone.
Yeah, that's right. And
So
it's
they
not.
choose one side, there's still gonna be protests.
Yeah, and it's not like they're going to make it less, whatever, safe or inclusive, right?
Yeah.
And I'm scared, man, because of course in my school I see pride flags. I see, safe inclusive space signs, you know. I see these mixed gender bathrooms, right? It's
I
not.
have not seen a single mixed gender bathroom.
I think it's just an all gender bathroom. That's just what it says, all gender.
The only bathroom I've seen is the disabled bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you use it?
No.
I'm fucking joking, dude. Um dude. Dude, we don't even have disabled bathrooms.
I don't know if my high school has it. It was like the elementary school that had it.
Oh, okay.
It was like next to the office.
Oh,
I think it was also a teacher bathroom.
oh, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. But here's what I think. Here's what I think. Okay, this is obviously very controversial, but here is my opinion. If you're gonna make a decision that's gonna change the rest of your life, wait until you are older to make this decision.
Yes.
This is an adult decision,
And you're more mature
and you're more mature.
on the
Exactly.
situation.
Your parent should have the final say in what you do because guess what? They raised
You're not
you.
an adult yet.
They raised you, and they know what's best for you. You may think
And
you
when you
know
turn
what's best for
18, you can
yourself.
when
Yeah,
you're 18, you can make that decision, but
exactly. When you're 18, when you're a legal adult and you're no longer uh legally under the care of your parents, you can go ahead. That's just
yes.
what I think. I think it's important that we say that. And don't push fucking ideologies on the kids, okay? And now we're gonna look at this funny little article that Trey sent us. The uneasy truth about traveling while fat. Okay, this is an article about
Okay,
fat people whining. I skimmed through it
I
before.
I read like the beginning, and that sent it to you because it's just hilarious about how
Okay,
they're complaining about things that
so I
don't
skimmed.
affect normal people.
Yeah, so I skimmed through it, and it's funny. It's very funny. So here's I do want to read this, but it's gonna be hard because it's gonna be hard not to laugh. So it says in 2019, on a trip to the Bahamas with my mom and my sister, my flight turned into an uncomfortable ordeal. My seatbelt wasn't long enough to fasten, and a fellow
Oh
passenger's
no!
visceral reaction added to my discomfort. Visceral reaction. So someone threw up on the plane, and
What?
that has nothing to do with you being fucking fat.
They're probably just sick. That's the plane.
Yeah,
Air sickness or whatever it's called.
right. That's why there's I've sat at like the back of the plane where the washroom is. And I've heard people throw up in the fucking toilet. Right?
Yes.
Does it bother me? No. In fact, I sympathize with them. It's obviously
I mean, it might be like a little annoying to hear, but like you're not getting enraged,
it's a little discomforting, but at the end of the day, I do feel bad because they're going
and
through
you're not
something.
blaming it on others. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm throwing that because of this dude eat noodles. He looks weird.
exactly. Uh, so yeah, so and it says I repeatedly asked a flight attendant for a seatbelt extender and was ignored until takeoff, leaving me feeling disregarded and disrespected. Okay. Um,
She's
I don't.
disrespecting her body.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine what she eats, right? This wasn't the first time I've dealt with this particular blah blah blah. Went to Paris 2014. Found the city cramped and unwelcoming. Narrow staircases, tiny chairs, and compact showers were just the beginning. Oh my gosh! Shut the fuck up!
That's the part that made me laugh because like
Please shut
the
up.
seatbelt deal isn't that big of a deal. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
really care if you complain about it, but then you're complaining about an area not suiting you.
compared to the seatbelt, this is absurd. Okay, I mean, I get it. The seatbelt, you're on a flight, you really can't move around. Um, and
And
for like,
France doesn't have a high. I don't think it has a high fat people rate.
yeah, exactly right. Or at least
You're
I
literally
don't
a
know.
foreigner.
Like really, I've never seen a French fat person. And to be honest,
Like
I
you don't
haven't seen.
see Africans complaining because signs aren't in their language.
Yeah, and they're also not stupid like you. So
What?
not you, like fat people that are
Oh,
complaining about their choices. And
and the
so
choices they made.
yes, so you found the city cramped. Okay, not the city's fault, and unwelcoming. I get that it's Paris, and French people can definitely be unwelcoming, but again, nothing to do with you being fat. It's just French people. Narrow staircases, just French architecture, and tiny chairs. Listen, I don't know what kind of chairs you're sitting in, or you're so big the chairs seem tiny, and compact showers. And apparently, it's just the beginning. This is so terrible. Throughout my time here, I endured constant staring. Okay,
Oh
this
my
is
goodness,
just,
I couldn't even imagine it.
it's generally a culture shock seeing someone like this. 'Cause, I was like, there's different cultures in different parts of the world, and you're gonna get that, right? Like African American people or black people in Asia, right? They don't see black people a lot in Asia, right? So obviously they're gonna stare and because a
Yeah,
lot of them most likely have never seen a black person in their life. There's a very good chance of it. Probably in the future it's going to change.
most
Uh,
likely.
Most likely because more people are moving more over the world. Um, yeah. So throughout their time there, they endured constant staring, rude comments, and fetishistic remarks about my body. That's just
I
French
don't know
people.
about that part,
That's just French
the
people.
fetish part.
Uh, but these types of roadblocks aren't limited to Paris or my flight to Nassau. Society has
Dude,
an
I thought you said
anti-fat.
Roblox.
Where?
I thought you said Roblox.
Oh, roadblocks. Yeah, no. In life, there's roadblocks. Yeah,
No,
so
in life you have
society
Roblox.
society is an anti-fat bias, and you can encounter it everywhere and
Right, because it's
anywhere.
not healthy.
Shut up. All right, here's what it is. Listen, they're all complaining, and I am reading the article, right?
Wait, did you say America is?
No, she said anywhere, dude.
Okay, because I was about to say everywhere is not like that.
Here's what she said. Living in a world fueled by fat phobia. This world is not fueled by fat phobia, okay? Fueled
Let
by
me see
fat
you bend
phobia.
over and touch your toes.
Fueled. Fueled is very strong. Fueled means it runs on this, right? It runs because a car runs on fuel. Something that runs on fuel, right? If
Yes.
the world is fueled by fat phobia, then the world wouldn't exist without it. Kind of
Yeah.
weird, right? Very poor choice of words. Fat phobia creates unnecessary barriers, right? But also, fat people are literally barriers.
Yep. Gotta walk around them.
From limited clothing options to discrimination in
Fee,
medical
fi,
care,
fo.
employment, and relationships. Listen, if you're fucking quadruple XL, clothes are going to be harder to come by. You want to know why? People like you are harder to come by because people, generally have a sense of not letting themselves go, as you would say.
Yes.
And that is what you've done. I don't care what you say. Oh, bad genetics, right? Slow metabolism.
I
Exercise.
haven't liked food at all like that.
Okay, just exercise. Um, discrimination in medical care, employment, and relationships. Who cares, dude? What the fuck cares? Oh, right,
Don't be
fat
eating no
people.
cheeseburgers all day.
According to the NIH, what the fuck is the NIH, huh? The National Idiot. Oh, the National Institute of Diabetes. Okay. Where's the H? It says National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. Where's the H?
Um. Oh, it's the maybe it's Human Services.
Oh yeah, Department of Health and Human Services. I don't fucking know. Fucking fat people, right? More than 2 in 5 adults live in a large body. I'm sorry. What? Live in a large body. How
Live in
about
it. You are
R?
it.
How about R fat?
Yeah.
And yet, despite this fact, we continue to face daily challenges, including in travel, where inequities, like the ones outlined below, so often deny us access to the same life changing experiences available to others. Here's a life changing experience: lose weight.
Yeah. You wouldn't experience this if you actually lose the weight.
Anyway, it starts with planning. Travel prep can be exhausting for anyone, but if you're in a large body, it's even more taxing. We tend to lay out our packing lists extra carefully because once you're out there, lack of sizes and availability can make it very difficult to replace anything you've forgotten. Megan Ixim, a social strategist and entrepreneur, emphasized
Eh,
the importance of considering these limitations when getting ready for a trip. I have to think about packing every item I could possibly need because the chances of not being able to find something as simple as a swimsuit, raincoat, or boots in my size are high, she says.
And like it's not even hard to lose weight. I've heard and seen many people that were super fat and they lost weight.
Exactly, right?
Like that dude that was on TLC. I thought 600 pound life.
Yes, that guy. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Casey. His name is Casey.
Yeah.
He lost a ton of weight and he looks great now. He looks great.
Yeah, so it's possible.
I hate lazy fat people, right? But you know what I do love is fat people trying to change themselves for the better, okay? That I love to
Mm,
see. Fat people in the gym, that's something I would love to see, right?
yeah.
Because it means
Maybe
they're
even hype them up.
exactly hype them up because they're doing something for themselves. And that's something you should definitely be proud of because that's a great thing to do, right? But anyway, these people have gone to an article and started complaining instead of going to the gym and started working out.
Or maybe to a doctor.
Yeah. If you have something that's making you gain weight this fast, if it's not medical, really, we shouldn't be responsible for
Stuff.
your
Just
life
stop
choices.
stuffing your mouth.
Stop. Exactly. Stop fucking eating. Just stop. Fuck, dude. Fat people, man. You know what? All fat people aren't bad. There's good fat people, of course, and we don't want to dog on all fat people. We are dogging on the fat people that complain about being fat, the ones that complain about being fat and do nothing about it. Okay, those are the
Yes.
fat people I don't like. Obviously, there's good fat people, right? Fat people that complain about being fat and don't do anything about it are the bane, right? The bane of the fat people.
Are the problem.
Yeah. So this is pre-travel prep. So it's just a bunch of they're like, oh, they're very anxious because they're fat or something, right? And they're trying to
Mhm. Wondering where the local McDonald's is at.
yeah. And so I love this, dude. I fucking love this. Listen, the issue can come into play as early as booking, as many airlines require large travelers to purchase an extra seat. If you are so fat you take up 2 seats on an airplane, yes, you need to buy
Maybe you
that
shouldn't be
extra seat.
traveling.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be traveling. Take a fucking ship, right? Um, but there is a lot of it's just complaining about traveling when fat. Come on, man. How about lose some fucking weight? Are there any comments? Can you post comments on this?
They'd all be deleted.
Yeah, whatever. Fucked anyway. Listen, you're fat. And you don't like being fat. Go to the gym.
Do something about it.
Okay, if you can afford all that food, you can afford a gym membership. All right, so we got some more news. All right, here's the news. Here we go. This is fun. Harvard student paper. Oh, Harvard student newspaper claims word limits are racist.
Oh no!
Oh no, 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 no. Holy shit. Okay, there's there's more.
There's
There's more on this black
with the
kid.
same kid.
Same kid. Daryl George suspended for his haircut and his jeans, I guess. Um, and so they're defending this decision. We did look at the dress code and how it's, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But here is what they did. They're planning to sue. It says they're planning to sue. They haven't sued yet, but they're planning to sue,
Which they should.
which they should absolutely for discrimination. I think it's just discrimination if your haircuts are very, very big parts of race, right?
In your culture.
And culture, yeah. Culture is a very big part of race. Hair is a very big part of culture. And it ties around. So they're suing now because it's in violation of the Crown Act that was passed the same week he was suspended. And
Just let the kid
that's
have his haircut.
let him have his haircut, okay? Damn.
They're all about being exclusive. I can't allow a dude's haircut.
Yeah,
Exclusive, inclusive, whatever the word is.
yeah. So I'm very excited to see this unravel because we've covered it 3 separate times.
Yeah.
And let's see, but we're going to talk about this Harvard student newspaper claims that word limits are racist. Now, obviously, I agree with this because this is such a very well thought out topic and it makes so much sense. Obviously, I'm fucking joking.
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, it's very small. It says two members of the Harvard editorial board I'm not gonna say their names.
Yeah,
Okay,
press that. Check changes it, I think.
okay, there we go. Okay, it says claim the new admissions test is racist and discriminatory because the 200 word limit for the essays do not give the applicant from non-traditional backgrounds enough space to explain themselves. Okay. Right, so if you got a big story in a non-traditional background,
What have you experienced? 50 wars?
yeah. I mean,
I'll write
really,
about every one of them.
what else is there to put there? Listen, you know what I do love? Word limits. Why? And these people apparently they hate word limits, but you know I love word limits because I don't have to put as much work in. Okay,
Yes.
I can write, and then I can optimize to that word limit. But they're saying it's discriminatory because they want to write a fucking book
They want to write a freaking novel about
in
themselves.
their admissions. They're saying it's
Biography.
yeah. So they're saying
Just write
it's
a book at that point.
racist. Let me tell you why it's not racist, and let me tell you why it's there in place. Fun fact: these schools get hundreds, uh, even thousands of admissions
Especially
every
Harvard.
every year. Especially Harvard, very popular, very popular and famous Ivy League school, and real people have to read through these. And they've set this word limit, this 200 word limit, so that it is easier and they can get through these college applications actually in time, right? That's why you have to submit your applications basically halfway into the year
Yeah.
in your final grade of high school because it takes time to read through all these, right? And if you have this word limit, uh if there's no word limit, it's going to be you're going to be going forever, right? It's going to take forever. Now I want to see what they say about what they think this should be. But they're saying it's just racist. And here's what I say to that.
Totally.
Shut up. That's what I say to that. Shut up. You're stupid.
Shut up.
Shut up. What does a B mean in LGBTQ? Who cares? We do. We're going to look at it.
It's
Oh,
literally bi.
it's bisexual, right?
Didn't they add P to it? Like, it's like a LQ.
Yes. Okay, so it literally means I'm pretty sure everyone knows this. USA Today.
Everybody knows that.
You don't need to make a whole article, but I guess because of these protests, and my throat's starting to hurt. But I'm gonna keep going because I'm just so strong and
How about
so
you stop sucking
handsome,
off dudes?
dude. I can't, man. Okay.
That's obvious.
So we're gonna look at which one? Something interesting. Here we go. California school teaching that white people have no culture sparks fury. This is in California, of course. California, the home of the crazy.
Yep.
Um,
The leftist libtards.
yeah. So it says here claims that a California school told students that white people had no culture. And this
Isn't
sparked
that crazy, dude? People
a
from
controversy.
Europe,
Yeah, so
France.
yeah, no culture. Okay. So listen, I don't have so much to say about this. And it's obvious why it's wrong.
It's teaching children misinformation.
Yeah. What the fuck? Texas? That's weird.
What does it say?
Texas church blesses drag queens during LGBTQ plus service. What's this? We're gonna play this video here.
Um,
It says ad loading. Yeah, you can suck me off. But they're held a ceremony to bless members of the drag and charity organization, Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, with church leaders saying during the service, drag queens are often targets of hate and violence, but we know them as shut up, please, shut up. I want to know. This is a Catholic church.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with welcoming gays into the church because, like, you're like spreading the gospel or whatever.
Yeah, of course
I mean,
you
you're
can
not condoning it. You're just
bring it, but there's this service and you're blessing it. It kind of goes against the religion.
yeah. Also, every day when I'm on my way home from school, I
Yeah,
always see this Catholic church, and they have like we represent uh all the gays and stuff.
yeah. And
Whatever.
obviously, there's churches that are accepting, right?
Yeah, but they're like supporting it.
Ah, okay. What the fuck? Nah, dude, that's so fucked. I'm just gonna quickly read this because we're running out of time. Florida proposes child labor rollback to allow minors to work night shifts. So basically, there's probably a law in place in Florida that
Five
doesn't
Nights at Freddy's.
allow minors to work night shifts because
I wonder why.
of this law, probably. And there's good reasons for those things to be in place. But obviously, you know, it's whatever, right? You know what? I don't live in Florida. Trey doesn't live in Florida. We don't live in Florida. And whatever happens in Florida stays in Florida. Or maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so, dude.
Maybe Florida has this contagion or something. Fuck
You know, a
yeah.
lot of people go there for like vacation, but
Yeah.
I mean, it gets to make sense like Disneyland,
Yeah. Orlando,
beaches.
Florida, Disneyland, beaches, very nice beaches. Yeah, but whatever, right? That's the end of this fucking podcast. That's all the time we
Yep.
have. If you're interested in listening to some more, we post 4 times a week. Once on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Usually at around 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And that's it. You can also get us on Alexa now. Just say, Alexa, play the With Poo podcast. And you know what Alexa will do? Play the With Poo podcast. So that's good shit. Yeah. Bye.